Immediately cease and desist all libel, cyber stalking, and invasion of privacy. Privacy.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to yet another video, and we have a cracker for you today because we're going to be talking about the recent drama surrounding the Dad Challenge podcast and Alicia Dougherty of the Dougherty Dozen. Now, you may know of one or either or both. The Dougherty Dozen I've mentioned a couple of times in videos. They have about 12 children, and the mother, Alicia, exploits them to the hilt and buys lots and lots of crap. It's just insane. So there's that. On the other hand, there is the Dad Challenge podcast. That's Josh, who talks about them frequently and gets on their nerves probably. So he has just received a cease and desist letter from Alicia's lawyers, and I wasn't going to cover this, but I've seen a couple of other commentary channels cover it. We've got two, and in fact I was going to call them both out because I was not overly impressed. Both have called out the Dad Challenge podcast in the past for bad behaviour, and I was going to call them out for being hypocrites, and then I watched the videos of both of them to see what they had to say. And I'd have to say that, firstly, on one hand we've got Amy Robinson, who was like all hyper about the whole situation. She was very excited about the drama. It was like the best thing she's watched this year, apparently. That's kind of what she said, I think.
Oh my gosh, did everyone catch what was going on last night? I actually caught it. I was pretty happy with myself, right? Crap has severely hit the fan over it. If you watch like DCP and you also watch Dougherty Dozen, you probably got the crossover that we didn't think we all needed last night.
So, you know, she had once called out the Dad Challenge podcast, Josh, for being a bad human being. So that was kind of hypocritical in that sense. On the other hand, we have Radiant Brit, who has called out Josh many times, and I was going to go in hard on her because I thought that she was going to be just going back on what she said, but to her credit, she stuck to everything that she said. She turned the whole video around and basically called Josh out for various things that she said about him in the past, so she wasn't turning her views.
I don't know what he has done on the back end. None of us do, because I don't know what he does when he's not making a video or talking about things publicly. Have I had some very interesting run-ins with him myself? Yes, I have.
And that was to her credit, and I give her a lot of a thumbs up for that one. Where do I stand with it? Now, this is an interesting one. I've never talked about Josh or his channel before, or his practices, and there's a reason why I don't talk about him, because I think a lot of people would probably put me in the same category as he is, so I can't really talk about things which possibly people think that I'm guilty of as well. However, I refute those claims. So what happened? Josh got this cease and desist letter from Alicia's lawyers, and he was told to stop cyberstalking, stop bullying, stop harassing, and everything else, right?
We are writing to you on Miss Dougherty's behalf regarding your campaign of harassment and cyberstalking against her and her family. We demand, first, that you refrain from going ahead with your live stream about the Dougherty schedule today for 1:30. Oh, well, it's on. Second, we demand that you cease and desist from all libel, harassment, cyberstalking, and invasion of our client's privacy. Now, in my opinion, I am not doing any of those things. I'm commenting on the videos that she puts out.
The problem that I have with these letters, well, actually, it's not a problem. I mean, they're not worth the paper it's written on. It is not worth Alicia's time and effort and money to get an actual physical lawyer to send that thing. It does not do anything whatsoever. It's just to scare the people. It's a scare tactic. Lots of people do it. And unfortunately, lots of people fall for it because, you know, they don't know any better. They think, oh my God, the lawyers are coming after me. But that's not how it is. It's just saying, don't do it. But it's not really even a legal thing. You know, you don't have to stop doing something just because somebody tells you to stop it. You don't have to. Now, if they were to try and sue him, that would be another matter. But I would... Some very insane suggestions within that email, such as accusing Josh of sending people into Alicia's house to get information, which is... I think that's kind of off the rails crazy, to be honest.
That you sent a source inside the Dougherty home to gather that information. What?
Josh claims that he's had people reach out to him in the past who have been inside the house, which, to be fair, I feel is quite feasible.
Because I've just spoken to a bunch of people that know what's going on in the inside of the home. There's been some stuff. So people that have been connected to them, that have gone there, that have been whatever. I'm never going to give up my sources ever, right? Because that's what I've made promises to my sources.
The problem I have with this is spreading this kind of possible misinformation because you don't know, you can't corroborate this information. Things like their kids being strapped to beds at night and stuff like that. You can't corroborate that information. Even the person who has sent the information onto him cannot corroborate it. Josh has a platform with over 150,000 subs and should not be spreading possible misinformation like that, which is going to cause people to call CPS, which is another of the accusations pointed towards him, is that he is getting people to call CPS with allegations and stuff.
Your subscribers are taking their cues from this extreme and outrageous misconduct, resulting in a barrage of phone calls and emails to the Dougherty's children's school and to Josh Dougherty's place of work. Your subscribers have also made numerous false reports about the Dougherty's to New York State Office of Children and Family Services, all of which has been found up substantiated. So what they're saying is that all of you guys have been calling the school and his school.
And he, again, refutes that because he thinks that it doesn't apply to him when, to be fair, he's the one that's spreading the information.
And, okay, I didn't tell you to do that. I'm not your dad. Do whatever you want. I am not responsible for what you do. If you feel the need to call the Department of Children's Services because you feel like these kids are not in the right place, that's not, I can't tell you to stop that. Sorry. You're an adult. Do what you want. I'm not going to do it. I don't think calling Department of Children's Services will do anything. They're garbage. So, and I've said that before.
So he has to hold some accountability on it. Not all of the accountability. People have their own minds, but mainly, yes, he has to hold his hands up and say, yeah, it was my fault because I put the information out there. Now, am I completely blameless in the things that I do? See, this is where I get the I get a little bit, you know, conflicted, because I've done lots of things in the past, particularly over the Inghams. I've put information out there, I've researched things that maybe I shouldn't have done, and you know, I am not completely blameless, but I've never put false information that will cause people to get, you know, irate and start calling CPS, well, in this country, not CPS. I've never done that, and I would never do that. The only things that I comment on with the Inghams are things that they actually physically put out themselves, and if I personally can absolutely 100% corroborate anything, that is the only time I'll ever put anything out, because, you know, again, you have to consider your sources when people are sending you things. That's why when people have sent me things in the past, I don't always respond to them, and I don't always follow through with them, because whilst you may have the best of intentions, I don't know who you are. Basically, I don't know, I can't corroborate anything if it's just sent to me random. I have to be able to, you know, I can't just say, right, yeah, this person has done this or this because somebody random's told me that. And I think this is where Josh falls down a lot. He says that he has his sources, and he looks to back things up, but then he drops snippets of information, like the one he's claiming that he has information on Alicia's manager, who apparently is going to jail or could be facing jail, and is facing a $22 million fraud or something to do with $22 million, yeah, apparently. But he's not going to tell us about it because, you know, he hasn't got the information yet. But at the same time, he's dropped that little snippet of information about Alicia's manager, which may not be true, because he doesn't know. He even says he doesn't know yet, because he hasn't looked, you know, he hasn't got the information. So why drop the information if you don't know if it's true? That's what I'm saying. It's like he says on his live that he's not going to show the lawyer's letter because he's not sure if he's allowed to.
I'm not going to show it to you because I don't know if I'm allowed to.
But at the same time, he has used the letter in the thumbnail, so I'm not quite sure where he stands with that. He's then blanked out the lawyer's contact details, but at the same time, he has included the lawyer's name, the law firm's name. So what's the point in blanking out the contact details? Because if you want to know who they are, you just Google it and you find the law firm and the details. So again, that's another snippet. It's like he's saying, I'm going to blank this out, look, I'm doing something good, but I'm also going to leave this here, so I'm not actually doing good. You know, that's what he does. A lot of that. Drops little tidbits of information, so you know, and it keeps you on a hook. But this information may not even be true. Everything that he says may not actually be true because he hasn't corroborated it yet. And there's so many pieces of this, so I don't know. I don't think he's going to get sued. Alicia needs to do a lot more than just say, stop doing what you're doing, because at the end of the day, he is still entitled to his opinion, but it's when that opinion crosses the line that becomes a problem. So is this a lesson to all us talking about Alicia and other family vloggers? No, I don't think so. I think it's a lesson for the family vloggers that, you know, a lawyer's letter, which cost, you know, a couple of $100 may not actually help you. So you may want a better avenue. Go for people for things other than invasion of privacy, because you kind of put the privacy out there. You put everything out there about yourselves, so you can't really claim privacy issues. Anyway, this has just been my opinion. I hope you've appreciated it. I hope that you come back, and I've got more information. I'm gonna leave tidbit. No, I'm not. I've got more coming, so please join my fight against all those that are evil in the world. Thank you for joining me. Have a lovely day. Take care, and bye-bye.